What I'm going to do is show you some images of river and land and how geology is interrupted by works of man. This tree has a tree mark of water on it, and that shows how much the river's lifted and dropped. The natural flow of the river, this is Tuolumne River, is to the westerly right now. This here has what's called a backflow or oxbow flow, and you might be able to see it in the video coming back easterly. So it comes back easterly and it gathers an area of materials here. Now, once you look at the materials, you see it gathers back into an area over here. As water in the trail is blocked here. Okay, this particular tree here has been filled in at the base. The branches, the first fork in the branch is right here at the base. Then there's an oak tree over here, a large oak tree, that again is filled in at the base. This is a man-made fill. Now I'm at about approximately 15 feet or about below the top of the fill. I'm going to go up embankment to about level where the fill is. I'm almost to the top where the fill is. I'm at the top. This particular oak tree, it's a tree, it's not a bush. This tree is approximately, I would say about 20 feet high. This is the top of it here. Stand out, and you'll see this is a flat area that was filled in. And what happened is water, well, we're showing you that oxbow area is now underneath the fill. And there's a sink over here. And the river is slowly taking where it was filled. It's going to slowly open it up. Now there's a battleground here. Must be a number of years ago. And you'll see across where the river is, where the trailers, there's trailer areas. Not much is talked about out in this area. So the government took it as a reserve, and I'm just finishing up the environmental part of it to see how much of this has been environmental impact by man. Here you'll see again the trees are flooded to fill. Here's another tree. You would look at it, it's almost like a bush, but it's not, it's a tree. The whole area fill came in, and they put plenty of earth on here for some reason. I'm going to show you what the reason is. Here's This is my first connection I made. This is a underground cable that is an old one. It's 2-5, but this pole is a high pole for river purposes, so you can locate it when it's flooding. So this used to be a wide open area and large oak trees. These trees, this oak tree here is magnificent. Now you add, this is not the bottom of the oak tree. Now you add 15 to 20 feet onto this oak tree. You imagine how big this tree is. Here's another one. This whole area was oak trees. Continue on as I give you information of this whole area. So you can nearly see where this oak tree slowly goes down to the bottom area. There's a trail. I'm not really going to go down if it's not flooded. This tree here, again, we're at the tops of the trees. And you can see this is a top of a tree, and it's about 25 feet or 20 feet below is the base of the tree. This had ivy all the way up. It's common to areas of the south when there's moisture, and that's common ivy that goes all the way down to the river bottom there. That's the actual Tuolumne River bottom. It filled right up to that point. This is a common cable car transfer between the rivers. You can see down in here the beauty of how this whole area used to look. See the natural vegetation has been cut down, and then they filled the whole river, and then they stopped. They stopped because something happened and it wasn't good. It looks like it might be covered up. The river, just barely, you can see. Back in there's a white marker, and you might see it. Let's see if there's another marker. Those are grave sites. See the cross grave sites? This is now a sink area. It's opening up. There's 2 grave sites there. They took the river gauge out and they opened this up to undercut the fill. Coming up here. Again, there's another oak tree that's 15 feet tall. Look at this span of an open drainage of the Tuolumne River. Some of the most beautiful area in the world. And they had a war here, a battleground. Once the river undercuts the fill, we'll be able to see how many bodies were left. Grave markers are the ones that were brave enough to go this long watching here. We get to the point where we're able to have nature open it up. And that's what's going on now. The river's running with nature. And there's a couple tools that a prospector uses when he looks for gold. And I started working those tools, and the river will do most of the work now. So I'm pleased with the forward motion on some of the areas of 2000, year 2000. And the millennium that everybody said was supposed to end the world. And they isolated in certain areas to genocide. Political genocide is what it's called. First we got to find the survivors, which are the evidence of the acts itself, and they may not be alive, or they may be alive, but there are evidence of, and we call them survivors. This is Guy Ralph Perea, Sr., second President of the United States, and this report is also for the United Nations Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, Perea GR, United Nations.